Alright, the review of Kronos 5 so far. I'd like to open by saying I did not have great expectations for this realm due to my initial observations, which were primarily they weren't in a great space. Like, I didn't expect people from Turtle Wild to come here because I think that the ones that went to Epoch were pretty happy there. They were happy with that environment. Also, I don't see the castaways from Stormforge coming here. This isn't really their X-Pack. Although Stormforge people did play TBC, I could see them just as well waiting for Whitemane's Mists of Pandaria, which opens on June 6th. Also, Twin Star realms have never really had huge populations, or even, good-sized populations. The most concerning issue that I saw before this opened was in their own Discord. I did not see very many guilds preparing to enter, and actually it was very few. It was a very disappointing number of guilds that were prepared to come to this server, this realm. This is me making my initial run from Darnassus to the human side of the world. Always a good run. Actually only died once, and that one I probably could have got away from. So I think my initial impressions are holding up. I even said if had this realm opened in a vacuum, it would be a 2K realm. And apparently it opened in a vacuum because it really had the look and feel of a 2K realm. And we'll get into that some more in a bit. Having a real hard time figuring out what the pop is because they've gimped Who so badly that even Census is having a hard time trying to figure out how many people are online here. Now, are there enough people here to self-support for the initial wave to enjoy the entire game, the entire X-Pack? Yes, but I'm concerned about after that. Check this out. This is the first tunnel, or the second tunnel, where I knew for sure I'd be dying to an orc on this side and that side, and these two dudes were up there waiting to come down and be heroes. Outstanding! I don't think I've ever seen that before. Filled me with much joys. Thank you guys, that was really super. The auction house has enough materials to self-support through all the patches as well, as far as we could tell at this point. That's not really an issue. The issue is going to be generating the replacement population, which vanilla realms need. Vanilla is infamous for people quitting because they can't take it. So realms like this need to constantly refresh the population, or there becomes this cliff, this plateau and then a cliff where there's just no further population to expand the base, and just the first wave gets through to enjoy the game. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here. I'm saying that this is setting up to look like that. It could change. We're in a really weird dynamic now. We don't know what's going to happen with other populations elsewhere. But, I'm going to say again, if this were in a vacuum, what I'm looking at is a 2K pop that self-support's fine, but isn't there to support increased population. There's no increased population to support the realm to continue in perpetuity. It's always a major concern, and it's always prevalent. This is not unusual. This is what happens consistently. It's a normal thing. What is abnormal is the super pop realms that we've become accustomed to on the most part. And I was trying to remember when I played on Kronos before, but I can't. But then when I experienced this bug, I'm like, holy shit, I remember that bug, that very strange bug when you get on the boat and it seems like you're stuck running. I know that happened on Kronos a long time ago. I just can't remember when. I don't recall if it happened on another realm, but I do, or another server, but I do remember it here. Flashback. So my concerns going forward is going to be, are any other people going to be able to enjoy this that aren't already here? Census gets hung up. It cannot really work because of how they've gimped 2. What it will give you accurately is this ratio of different races and the ratio of specs. But I think they also have that information on their website. I don't know why they do this. There's really no reason to gimp who. It just makes it harder for people to operate in the world that they've created for us when you gimp who. It's a very bad idea. There's no reason for it. There's no reason to hide your population. Everybody can sense what it is. Other people can sense as well as I can what the population looks like. And if you go to the starting zones and you take a quick look at what you need to refresh the population on a consistent basis, it's just not there. This isn't bad. These aren't bad numbers in the starting realms, but they're not enough. As I was saying in the first video I made about this, really it's like 1 in 5 people maybe that actually advance to 60 and play the game. So you need a lot more refreshing than this. This is not going to do it. This is my analysis. I would still recommend this realm to anyone that wants to play pure vanilla. There really isn't anything else like this going on right now. I would also say that I would keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on this pop. I can't recommend it to people that haven't played vanilla before because you're going to need to get in there. I mean, there's no super hurry, but you're going to need to get in there with the big boys. Like for me, this is going to be a problem because I level so slowly. We'll see, my friends.